Hello students, Saraswati Sisukund Bhagwala board sir welcomes you. Standard 9, subject mathematics. Friends, in this video lecture, we will discussing the theorem related to chapter number 6 and chapter number 7. So, without wasting a time, first of all, let us see the theorem number 6.1. Theorem number 6.1, the statement is, if two lines intersect each other, then the vertically opposite angles are equal. Before we starting given the proof, you need to remember all the definitions as well as the concept regarding lines and angles. You already clear what is acute angle, what is right angle, what is linear pair of angles, what is supplementary angle, what is complementary angle. All the definition which already we are discussed in the previous lectures. Okay, so let us start with theorem 6.1. This tells us the chapter number 6, theorem number 1, that is theorem number 6.1. If two lines intersect each other, then the vertically opposite angles are equal. First of all, before starting the proof, let us understand how to draw a figure. We have to see that two lines intersect each other. I have drawn two lines and it is intersect at point O. Now, there are three parts. How to write a proof, how to solve the theorem. Let us first discuss. The first part is given part. The given part is the data which have already given in the statement, but it is right as a mathematical form. So here this part is the given part. The part between if and then is called a given part. So given part is two lines intersect each other. Now we are writing this statement as a mathematically from the figure. So we can say that two lines. Which two lines? Lines AB and CD. Line AB and CD intersect each other at point O. Okay. Now this is the given part. Now the second one is, the second section is to prove. So the to prove lies between after then sentence, that is then the vertically opposite angles are equal. We don't write that to prove that vertically opposite angles are equal. You need to write what you have to do. You have to prove vertically opposite, that means this equal to this and this angle equal to this angle. Okay, this what we have to prove that. So you have to write angle AOC equal to angle BOD or DOD, both are same. Angle AOC equal to BOD and another one, and angle AOD equal to angle BOC equal to angle BOC. This is that what we have to do. Now the third section is most important section, that is proof. The proof we have to give by the figure. We have to given the proof by the figure. First of all, friends, we can say that ray OA, ये जो ray है, ray OA stands on the line CD. So first part can I write ray OA stands on line CD. That means I am talking about like this type of figure. This is the CD line and this is the OA. Now we can see in their given figure there is a linear pair of angles. This is the line, that is 180 degree. So can I say that AOC plus AOD equal to 180 degree? So I have to write AOC plus angle AOD equal to 180 degree. Number one, you have to write a reason linear pair of angles or linear pair. Same, I am talking about the line ray OD. So can I write ray OD stands on line AB. On line, I am talking about like this figure. This is the line AB and this is OD. So can I say that AOD plus BOB equal to 180 degree? Reason is same, that is linear pair. That is linear pair. Okay. Now from 1 and 2, x equal to y and y equal to z. Can I say that x equal to z? So compare. So can I write from 1 and 2? From 1 and 2, can I write angle AOC plus angle AOD equal to angle AOD plus angle DOD, or you can write BOD, both are same. Okay. See, angle AOD and OD both sides will be cancelled out. We will get AOC equal to BOD or DOD. That we have to prove. Okay. You can write here. You can write here. Similarly, you can write here. Similarly, we can prove that angle AOD equal to angle BOC. You need not to write the other section, that is AOD equal to BOC. You just have to write similarly we can prove that AOD equal to BOC. So this is the theorem number 6.1. Now let us see the theorem number 6.2. Now let us see the next theorem. The next theorem is theorem number 6.2. Theorem number 6.2, the sentence tells us if a transversal intersects two parallel lines. Now you know that what is the meaning of transversal? If a line intersects two or more lines, then a line is called a transversal. So a transversal intersects two parallel lines, then each pair of alternate interior angles, is equal. So first of all, what we have to given that? We have to given that a transversal intersects two parallel lines. The statement between if and then is a transversal intersects two parallel lines. Now a line which intersects two or more lines is called transversal. So the PS is the transversal. So the given statement write like this: transversal PS intersect transversal PS of AB parallel to CD, intersect at point, इसको intersect कर रहा है, intersect AB and CD at point Q and R respectively. This is our given statement. Transversal PS of line AB parallel to CD intersect AB and CD at point Q and R respectively. Now what we have to prove that? We have to prove that each pair of alternate interior angles, that is this equal to this. This is the first one. So can I write BQR equal to angle QRC? This is the first one. And same way, if I am taking this angle, the alternate interior angle of regarding this one is this one. So can I write AQR equal to QRD? You have to know about this. What is alternate interior angle? What is the interior angle on the same side? Okay, we have already discussed all the definitions in the class. So I am not repeating those all the definition. I am just giving the concept. Okay. Now let us give the proof. First of all, we have to know that transversal PS of AB parallel to CD intersect AB and CD at point Q and R respectively. So can I say that angle PQA, I am talking about angle PQA and QRC equal to angle QRC. I am talking about these two angles, PQA, QRC, equal to QRC, but corresponding angles are same. That's why I am writing PQA equal to QRC. Now, can I write also? Can I say that PQA equal to BQR? Can I write? Because see, I am talking about these two angles. Vertically opposite angles are same. Vertically opposite angles. We have already discussed in theorem number 6.1 that vertically opposite angles are equal. So this equal to this. Can I say that? Once again I am repeat. First I am taking corresponding angle. That means I am taking PQA. QRC. Okay, and then second I am using the theorem number 6.1, that is PQA equal to PQR of vertically opposite angle. See, x equal to y, x equal to z, then I can say that y equal to z. So by 1 and 2 can I write angle QRC equal to angle BQRC equal to QRC. Okay, so this is the first. Now you need not to prove the another one. You have to write similarly. We can prove that a QR equal to QRD. So this is the theorem number 6.2. Once again I have repeat. Friends, I am using the theorem number 6.1 as a vertically opposite angles are equal in theorem number 6.2. So this is the theorem number 6.3. Now we are going to move further. Let us see another theorem. The next theorem is theorem number 6.4. Before we are starting theorem number 6.4, I have repeated the theorem number 6.3. The statement of theorem number 6.3 tells us if a transversal intersect two lines such that a pair of alternate interior angle is equal, then two lines is parallel. A pair of alternate interior angle is equal, then two lines is parallel. Now we are moving for the other one, that is theorem number 6.4. Theorem number 6.4 is if a transversal intersect two parallel lines. That is the given statement. We know that the sentence between if and then is called the given statement. A transversal intersect two parallel lines. So let me write the given statement, that is a transversal PS of AB parallel to CD intersects AB and CD at points Q and R respectively. It is the same as theorem number 6.2. given statement is same as theorem number 6.2. Now what we have to prove that each pair of interior angle on the same side. Interior angle on the same side is this one. 1, 1. This is the interior angle on same side. Another one is this one. 2, 2. So the sum of interior angle, that is 1 plus 1 equal to 180. 2 plus 2 equal to 180. That means what is the angle 1? So I have to write BQR plus DRQ equal to 180 degree. This is the first. Now what is the second one? Second one is AQR plus CRQ equal to 180 degree. So this is the proof what we have to prove. Okay. Now let us write how to solve the given proof. So first of all we know that we have to write, I am not writing because of the space, we have to write here given statement. What is the given statement? A transversal PS of AB parallel to CD intersect AB and CD at Q and R respectively. Now what is the theorem number 6.2? We know that the theorem number 6.2 tells us each pair of alternate interior angles are equal. So can I write BQR equal to QRC? BQR equal to angle QRC. Here I have to write theorem number 6.2. I have to write theorem number 6.2. Now can I say that QRC, once again I will repeat, QRC plus DRQ, QRC plus DRQ, I am talking about like this type of figure. See, this is CRQD. Now we can say that the linear pair of angles, so I have to write QRC plus DRQ equal to 180 degree. Equal to 180 degree because linear pair of angles, I have to write linear pair because I have to write linear pair. But see, I have already proven that BQR equal to QRC, but BQR equal to QRC. So can I write here angle BQR plus angle DRQ equal to 180 degree, equal to 180 degree. This is our first one that we have to do. And the next one we need not to do. So you have to write similarly, it can be proved that AQR plus CRQ equal to 180 degree, equal to 180. So what we have to use here? Theorem number 6.2, that is alternate interior angle is equal BQR and QRC. And then next one I have used the linear pair of angles, that is QRC plus DRQ equal to 180 degree. Now I have replaced BQR equal to QRC. So BQR plus DRQ equal to 180 degree. Then we have to prove. So this is the theorem number 6.4. Now let us move further for the next theorem. Now let us move further for the next theorem, that is theorem number 6.7. The statement is the sum of the angles of triangle is 180 degree. Friends, here we have not given that the if and then, but logically we can say that if we have triangle, then we can prove that the sum of all angles is 180 degree. So what we have to given, triangle ABC is given. Triangle ABC is here. What we have to do? The sum of angle of triangle. Here angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 is 180 degree. Now we can say that the angle 1 is angle A, angle 2 is angle B, and angle 3 is angle C, equal to 180 degree, equal to 180. 180 degree. Now, before we starting the proof, we have to do the one step, that is draw the line passing through the A which is parallel to BC. Once again I have repeat, draw the line XY on point A which is parallel to BC. So here I have to write draw line XY which is parallel to BC and passing through the point A. That I have to. Now we know that if I draw the line, this is the angle. I am writing this angle as a 4, and this is also angle. This is angle 5. So I have a total 5 angles. Now, friends, can I say that XY parallel to BC? XY. Now I am talking about like this one. This is our XY line. This is the BC and this is the A. This is the A. Now can I say that BA is the transversal? Can I say that AB is the transversal? So can I write XY parallel to BC and AB is transversal? AB is transversal. Now if it is given that, can I say that angle, this is the angle 4 and this is the angle 2. Can I say that angle 4 equal to angle 2? We know that the theorem number 6.2. If the transversal is given and that is the intersect of two parallel lines, then alternate interior angles are equal. So this is the alternate interior angle. Okay. So I have to write here alternate interior angles. Okay. Now, say this is there. Here I can see another transversal. See, this is our XY. This is our BC, and the another transversal is given there. That is AC. So I have to write the next step, XY parallel to BC and AC is transversal. AC is transversal. So can I write 5 equal to 3? So can I write 5 equal to 3 because alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. Now, point A. Now, can I say that point A lies on line XY? We can see that point A line on XY. So can I write angle 4? This is this one plus angle 1 plus angle 5 equal to 180 degree. But we know that angle 4 equal to angle 2. So substitute angle 2, angle 1 as it is. And what is angle 5 equal to angle 3? That is angle 3 equal to 180 degree. Now I can write angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equal to 180 degree. Angle 1 is nothing but A, angle 2 is nothing but B, angle C is nothing but C. That is 180 degree. Then we have to prove that angle A plus angle B plus angle C equal to 180 degree. So this is both the theorem. The sum of the angles of triangle is 180 degree. It can be asked as a giving the blank, that is the sum of the angles of triangle is blank. Okay, and this is all the proof. Now let us move further for the next theorem. Okay, the next theorem is theorem number 6.8. If a side of triangle is produced, so what we have to do in the the given statement, we have to produce the one side. See, I have produced the side BC towards to the C. Side BC towards to the C. Then the exterior angle is so formed. So exterior angle is formed here, and it is equal to the sum of two interior angles. So this angle and this angle, sum of two interior angle, opposite angle. So let me write the given statement, that is in triangle ABC, side BC produced towards C formed to obtain exterior angle ACD. Now what we have to prove, that exterior angle ACD equal to A plus B. That is, I have to repeat. Exterior angle is so formed, that is exterior angle ACD is equal to sum of two opposite interior angles, that is A plus B. Now what we know that angle A plus angle B plus angle C equal to 180 degree by theorem 6.7. Also we can say that ACD plus ACB equal to 180 degree because of linear pair. Now see, I have to write ACD plus ACB equal to, can I write angle A plus angle B plus angle C? Now we know that angle A plus angle B plus angle C equal to 180 degree. Now can I write A plus B plus, what is the angle C? Angle C is nothing but ACB. So I have to write here ACB. Now we know that plus ACB. Now ACB will cancel out on the both sides. So what we have to, we make ACB equal to angle A plus angle B. That one we have to do. Very easiest theorem, that is theorem number 6.8. Friend, this is all the theorem, most timely theorem that can be asked in the examination. This is all are related is lines, angles, and some of the theorem, that is theorem number 6.7, and theorem number 6.8 is related on the triangle. Now we are moving for the next chapter, that is chapter number 7, and we are trying to given the proof of theorem number 7.1. So let's see the theorem number 7.1. Let us see the next theorem, that is theorem number 7.1, ASA congruence rule. Before we starting the ASA congruence rule, we need to know that SAS congruence rule. What is SAS congruence rule? If two triangles are congruent, that is two triangles are congruent if two sides and their included angle, of one triangle is equal to the two sides and included angles of the other triangle. This is the SAS, two side and one angle. Now we are taking our two angle and one side. That is, the statement is given like this: two triangles are congruent if two angles and included side. Two angles. If I am taking over two angles, then the included side is this one. If I am taking these two angles, the included side is this one. And if I am taking these two angles A and C, then included side is this one. But I am taking angles B and C, then their included side is BC. So the two angles and included side of one triangle are equal to two angles and their included side of the other triangle. So what we have to given them? We have to given them triangle ABC and triangle DEF what we have to given? Angle B equal to angle E, angle C equal to angle F, and BC equal to EF. These three things are given. These three information we have already this in given statement. Now what we have to do? If these three things are equal, then our two triangles are congruent. That means I have to prove that triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. Now I am giving the proof by using SAS, that is two side one angle congruence rule. Then we can give the proof. Okay, so there are three possibilities. There are three possibilities. There are three possibilities for the length of AB and DE. Now why? Once again I am given the proof by using SAS. That means I have to see that मुझे क्या प्रूव करना है? दो साइड और एक एंगल अगर इक्वल मिलेंगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली ट्रायंगल कॉन्ग्रुएंट हो जाएगा. That means I need to another side, that is AB. I am taking this side AB. Now there is three types of relation between AB and D. The first one is, we can say that AB equal to DE. It may be happen AB equal to DE. The second one is AB greater than DE. The second one is AB greater than DE. And the third one is AB less than DE. AB less than. This is our case 1, this is our case 2, and this is our case 3. Now let us discuss about case 1, that is AB equal to DE. AB equal to DE. If this possibility is happen, then what we can do? Let us see. If AB equal to DE, if AB equal to DE, and we have, then we can say that then in triangle ABC, in triangle ABC and triangle DEF, the two things are given there. What we have to given that AB, first of all I am taking this one. If AB equal to DE, then can I say that AB equal to DE जो हमने पहले लिया है. Then another thing is given that angle B equal to angle E, and the third one is BC equal to EF. The third one. Now see, the two side included one angle. The two side included one angle is equal to two side included the one angle of other triangle is equal. Then two triangle are congruent. There is SAS congruent. So here I have to write, hence by SAS congruence rule, by SAS congruence rule, we can say that triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. Triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. Now let us see the another case. The another case is nothing but AB greater than DE. Let us see the case 2. Now let us discuss the case 2. Suppose AB greater than DE. What will happen? AB greater than DE. That means I am taking the point P. P point में ऐसा लूँगा कि PP equal to DE होगा. So here I have to write, here we get point P. Here we get point P on AB such that, this is the symbol of such that PB equal to DE. PB equal to, so there is the another triangle, see, triangle PBC. So can I write in triangle PBC and triangle DEF, in triangle PBC and triangle DEF, PB equal to DE. The angle B equal to angle E. This is already given, and the third one is BC equal to EF. This is also given. So by SAS rule, side angle side rule, we can say that by SAS rule, triangle PBC congruent to triangle DEF. If triangle PBC congruent to DEF, can I write angle PCB equal to angle DF? Angle PCB equal to angle DFE. Here I have to write the word CPCD. Corresponding parts of congruent triangle. The meaning of CPCD is corresponding part of congruent triangle. But what we have to given that B equal to E and C equal to F. Now we know that angle C is nothing but ACB. But angle ACB equal to angle DFE. Angle ACB equal to angle DFE. That's why I have to write angle PCB equal to angle ACB. Now this is when happen if P coincide on the with A. If we can write if this is possible only P is coincide with A. If P is coincide with A, then is P equal to A. This is when happen, because we know that this angle and this angle, by seeing this angle and this angle both are equal. But here we have to prove that PCB and ACB both are same. That is P equal to A. Then we can say that angle PCB equal to angle ACB. That is P equal to A. That means AB equal to D. See, P equal to A. That means P equal to A. AB equal to DE. That means by congruent, by SAS rule, we can say that triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. Congruent to triangle DEF. This is the case 2. Now let us see the last case, case 3. The last case is given that AB less than D. That means DE is larger than AB. Now what we have to do? We have to do same process as like case 2. But we have to take a point on DE, that is M. So we have to write that. We have to write that here we get point M on line DE such that AB equal to ME. AB equal to ME. So therefore, in triangle ABC and triangle MEF, what we have to do with AB equal to ME, angle B equal to angle E, and angle C equal to angle, and BC equal to EF. Side angle side. So by SAS rule, can I write triangle ABC congruent to triangle MEF? Now if two triangles are congruent, then can I say that angle ACB equal to angle MFE? Here I have to write the CPCD. Here I have to write the word CPCD, corresponding parts of congruent triangle. But we have to given that angle C equal to angle F. So I know that ACB equal to angle FFE. ACB equal to angle DFE. So I have to write DFE equal to angle MFE. When this happen, this is possible. only if M coincide with the that is M equal to D. If M equal to D, then we can say that AD equal to DE. Then we have to prove that AD is congruent to triangle DEF. So friends, this is the theorem number 7.1. Friends, this is the theorem that we have to given the proof. But those theorems that don't give a proof in the textbook, you need to prepare all the statement of those theorems, because it is very important. It can be asked like in a short question. For example, you have to say that write AAS rule, write SSS rule, write RHS rule. So all the rules are very important, as well as in chapter number 6, those theorems did not give a proof in the textbook. You need to prepare their statement. So here in today's lecture, we are trying to give a proof of chapter number 6 and 7's theorem. Okay, and these theorems, all theorems are important. It can be asked in the examination. So for this day, our lecture is here over now. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you. All the best.